What's up, ladies and gents? Centerstrain01, your host, and welcome back to more The Discovery Tour with Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the first few videos of the tour. We're going to move on to another one now. We're going to be doing another specific tour. This time we're going to be going over famous cities, and we're going to be doing Gods of Olympia. This is discovering Olympia's splendor under the watchful eye of the gods. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the videos. Don't forget to leave a like and make sure you click that follow and subscribe. Also, click the bell so that way you can be notified when new videos are coming out every single week of the Discovery Tour in Assassin's Creed. So we're going to click Go to Tour. We've also got a new character that we're playing with. One of the greatest things about this, it allows you to just pick any type of character that you want, and you can unlock more as the more tours that you end up actually doing. So as far as who are we playing today, let me show you. Anthusa, she's fictional. Courtesan and friend to Alcibiades, ambitious and calculating. I don't know. Yeah, we can actually do a different horse if you wanted to. You could do. So you unlock these again by just doing specifically, you know, the tours. There's our beautiful horse. Every time I play this game, I still just get so amazed at just what they've done and how beautiful the game is. Well, let's start the tour. Hopefully you guys enjoy. I will be quiet from now on and enjoy the tour.
Welcome, friend, to this especially sacred part of the Olympian sanctuary. My name is Barnabas, and I am a ship captain. Don't be fooled by my scarred eye. Though I've seen my share of combat, I mostly stick to trading these days. Well, trading and introducing visitors like you to wonderful sights like this. This place is practically vibrating with divine energy. I feel like if I look over my shoulder right now, Zeus will be staring back at me. The sanctuary of Olympia was dedicated to Zeus, king of the gods. It had close connections to the divine, as you will see very soon. I'll come find you when you're done, and we can talk about what you've learned.
This workshop was built for the renowned sculptor Phidias after his work on the Acropolis of Athens. In 435 BCE, Phidias came to Olympia to begin working on the great chryselephantine statue of Zeus. He died 5 years later, shortly after completing his masterpiece. This grand statue would become one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. Phidias's workshop was located right next to the Temple of Zeus. Its structure has been well preserved, mostly owing to its conversion to a church in the 5th century CE. Archaeologists have also discovered lots of ancient materials in the surrounding area, such as casting molds and sculpting tools. The most famous artifact, however, is a cup bearing an inscription that aggressively states, "I belong to Phidias." On the 5th and final day of the Olympic Games, victors attended a ceremony where they were crowned with olive wreaths and showered in flowers. The crowns came from the sacred olive tree of Zeus, which was planted near the god's temple. A young boy trimmed the branches with a golden sickle before giving them to the Hellanodikai to turn into wreaths. After the crowning ceremony, it was time for great feasting and celebration.
αδύνατον εστί.
Pelops was both a legendary Greek hero and the mythical founder of the Olympic Games. According to legend, Pelops fell in love with the beautiful Hippodameia. Her father, Oenomaus, the king of Pisa, disapproved of their union. Having once heard a prophecy that he would be killed by his son-in-law, Oenomaus was known to challenge his daughter's suitors to chariot races, killing them when he won. Still, Pelops was determined to win Hippodameia's heart. Before the race, he enlisted the help of Poseidon, who gave him a golden chariot with 4 winged horses. Pelops was able to win both the race and the hand of his beloved, while Oenomaus was dragged to death by his horses. The start of this famous race was depicted on the eastern pediment of the Temple of Zeus. The Herion was a temple dedicated to Hera. It is one of the oldest temples in the sanctuary, dating back to approximately 590 BCE. The structure included columns painted with images of women who won the Heraia, an athletic competition made up of running events. Every 4 years, 16 women were chosen to make a veil dedicated to Hera. These women also organized the competition, though they did not compete in it. The Heraia was unique for its focus on female athletes, in contrast to the male-exclusive Olympic Games. Hera was the goddess of women, marriage, family, and childbirth. She ruled Mount Olympus as Queen of the Gods, along with her husband and brother Zeus. Many mythological stories paint her as being annoyed at Zeus's many lovers and illegitimate offspring. In Greek art, Hera is usually depicted as matronly and regal, often wearing a crown or sitting on a throne. She is also sometimes seen holding a pomegranate, a symbol of both fertility and death. Hera's cult was very popular across Greece, and Olympia even minted her image on its coinage. One of the highlights of the Olympic Games was a ceremony that took place on the 3rd day of the festival. It began with a procession of athletes, ambassadors, Hellenodikai, and animals. The group made their way around the Altis until they arrived at the Temple of Zeus. Then the animals were brought in front of the altar of Zeus and offered as a sacrifice. This sacrifice was known as a Hecatomb, a word that originally described the sacrifice of 100 oxen. During the Hecatomb, the bones and legs of the animals were burned and carried to the top of a mound of ashes from previous sacrifices. Meanwhile, the meat of the animals was saved for a large banquet held later in the evening. The Olympic Games were dedicated to Zeus, and all the ceremonies and events were hosted in his honor. It is no surprise that the largest temple in the sanctuary was the Temple of Zeus. While most temples were restricted to priests, the Temple of Zeus welcomed all who visited Olympia. This openness was most likely meant to show off the gold and ivory statue of Zeus that stood within the temple's walls. The building also featured art depicting both versions of the Olympic festival's founding myth. The eastern pediment showed a scene from the legendary race between Pelops and Oenomaus. The temple's metapiece, meanwhile, showed the 12 labors of Heracles, the other mythical founder of the games. Zeus was the god of sky and thunder, and king of the Olympians. He ruled the world from his home on Mount Olympus. The child of Cronus the Titan, Zeus overthrew his father and cast the Titans out in a great battle known as the Titanomachy. He had children of his own with his wife Hera, including Ares, Hephaestus, Hebe, and Eileithyia. He also had many children without Hera, much to her consternation, but there are too many to list here. Zeus was believed to have control over the lives of mortals, as his many epithets attest to. For example, his title Horkios made him a keeper of oaths, while Xenios was the name conferred to him as a protector of hospitality. In Greek art, Zeus was usually depicted holding a thunderbolt and sitting on a throne, befitting his position as king. The Temple of Zeus was home to the chryselephantine statue of Zeus, one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. The statue, made of gold, ivory, and wood, was sculpted by the renowned artist Phidias. At 13 meters tall, it was as impressive looking as it was difficult to maintain. Oil was used to protect the wood and ivory from cracking, and to prevent general decay. While the statue does not exist today, it was thankfully described by Pausanias in great detail, so its legacy lives on.
All right, ladies and gents, there you go. I, for one, am such a huge history buff when it comes to Greek mythology, and I just absolutely love it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it as well.
Hello again. I hope you enjoyed your visit and feel a little bit closer to the gods. Well, as close as a mortal can get. Is there anything else you'd like to do? Excellent. Let's see what you remember. Your first question is a simple one. Which goddess was Zeus's wife?
Of course, we know the answer to that. It is Hera. But while answering, as we do in every video, gives us more information if you answer wrong, so we can learn a little bit more about each one of these.
Athena was the goddess of wisdom. She was Zeus's daughter, not his wife. Try again. Artemis was the goddess of many things, such as hunting, wilderness, and chastity. However, she was Zeus's daughter. Try a different answer. Depending on the story, Aphrodite was either Zeus's daughter or the product of some questionable sea form. Either way, she was not Zeus's wife. Correct! Not only was Hera Zeus's wife, she was his sister as well. But let's move on to the next question. What kind of contest did Pelops win in his quest to marry Hippodamia?
And of course, it was a chariot race, so we'll start with the other answers.
Javelin throwing was part of the Olympic Games, but it was not the event that Pelops participated in. Try again. Foot races were part of both the Olympic Games and the all-female event known as the Hera. However, Pelops did not run for Hippodamia's love. Try another answer. Wrestling was a major event in the Olympic Games, but it isn't part of the legend of Pelops. Keep trying. Yes, Pelops won a chariot race, thanks to Poseidon's help. And now, the final question. What was inscribed on the cup found near Phidias Workshop?
All right, so this one is very easy. It says, I belong to Phidias. So we'll choose the other three. World's best dad. That's great.
I don't think Phidias had any children, but even if he did, let it be known that I am the world's best dad. Try a different answer. Phidias was a great sculptor, but I don't think he was arrogant enough to advertise the fact on the cup. Try again. No, that would be a little too on the nose. Try another answer. Correct! Apparently, Phidias was very possessive of his things. Perhaps someone from the sanctuary kept stealing them. But I'm getting off track. Excellent work, friend! You honor the gods with your great wisdom.
All right.
Farewell for now, my friend.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. This tour has been the Gods of Olympia. It's just something about Greek mythology that I've always been so fascinated with. But I would love to know what you guys think of Greek mythology, obviously, in the comments below. I'd love to get your senses in, you know, do you believe in it? I mean, is this something you've looked up? Do you like Greek mythology movies? And what do you think about just the history itself? Again, you know, whenever God of War came out, the game, that is when I really, really got into the whole Greek mythology thing. I mean, I've always known about it in the past, but never studied it as much as I've done since the God of War series. So you know, it's amazing how some games can actually bring history to the forefront, just like Assassin's Creed. Okay, or obviously some things can be, you know, taken with a grain of salt when it comes to history. But with that being said, it's still fun to just see how lives were led back then and how things were different in a long time ago, but in the same galaxy right here. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching the video. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you're not already. I love you guys. Take care of yourselves and have a great day. Peace out.